One day, everything you've ever done will be meaningless. There was a time before you existed, and one day it'll be like that again. Lately, I've been watching a whole lot of World War II documentaries, and I've come across a lot of photographic and video footage of soldiers, civilians, and World War II leaders and generals. And more particularly, I had an interesting view of the ruins of cities which were once were, caused by destruction through gunfire and bombs and missiles and so forth. And I had to do a quick Google search on how many people died during the war. And I read that around 60 to 75 million people died, if not a lot more. And all for what exactly? For power? For control? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't know much about history, but I just don't understand why we can all live in peace with one another, be at harmony with one another, and just be friends and family. And I'll put it in this perspective. For this instance, we'll say that 70 million people died. Even though it could be a lot more, I'll say 70 million. And to put that into perspective, that's roughly 20% of the current population of the United States of America. So if you put a group of 100 Americans together, you won't see 20 of them. So just think 1 in 5 people, 1 in 5 Americans, you won't even see them. You won't know that they existed. 70 million is also the entire population of the United Kingdom, which stands at 69.7 million as of today. And 70 million is roughly 84% of Germany, as Germany has a current population of 83.7 million. And I don't know if it's just me, but the concept of dying is so weird to me and kind of fascinating in a way. Because if you were to die today in the current world, you will never get to do normal everyday things again. You will never brush your teeth. You will never drink water. You'll never see the sunrise and sunset. You will never get to school. You'll never go to work. You'll never go to bed and sleep. You'll never see your friends. You'll never see your family. You'll never do your hobbies and interests and everything that excited you. And back to the World War II reference, but it's so weird to think that, let's say 70 million people died during the Second World War, that those 70 million had lives, each and every one of them. Many were soldiers, some were perhaps engineers, some were perhaps bakers, medics, nurses, and I'm certain many of them were family members and had family members, such as having a few brothers and sisters, and many were husbands, fathers, mothers, wives. And I'm well certain that those who died in the Second World War, they may have contributed to society in a way. Perhaps if you were a soldier, you shot down enemy aircraft and protected your country. Perhaps if you were a baker, you sold and gave food to people within society. If you were a nurse, you assisted people that were wounded. Perhaps you helped soldiers with injuries, and you helped normal, regular people. If you were a husband, wife, father, mother, you more than likely contributed to your family by providing structural support to the family and to the well-being of society. But then when you die and you have passed on, everything you've done is no longer relevant to your future self, like where you are in the afterlife. And don't get me wrong, you may have saved someone's life in the battlefield or prevented society from going hungry and keeping them from starving and dying. Like, I'm not taking it away from the fact that you did nothing towards society, or I'm not like denying it or anything, but it feels weird to think about it. Like, once you die, like everything you've done is kind of meaningless going forward. And I asked ChatGPT a question lately. If all the World War II casualties didn't die, apparently the current population could be around 8.7 to 9.2 billion. Like, I just want to say the current population is 8.2 billion. So we could see at least 500 million to 1 billion more people if every single one of those people from the Second World War didn't die. And it's incredibly insane to think that we could have had the next Michael Jackson or Steve Jobs or someone from the US Army who could have been the US president at some point in the 20th century. We could have had newer inventions or even pre-existing inventions that could have been made a lot sooner if people didn't die. But no, none of that ever happened. It's also scary to think about, in a way, that I believe heaven and hell are both real according to the Bible. Like, if you think about it, if there's an afterlife and you spend your next life in one of two places and you're gonna be there forever, there's no concept of time, there's no stopping, there's no time limit. Like, there's just no concept of time at all. And like, what if you're in there, one of those two places, forever? Like, I want you to think about it this way. Think of any beach in the world. It could be one nearest to you, could be your favorite beach in the world. It could be the most popular beach. Think of any of them. And think of each and every grain of sand in that beach. And if you were to think that each and every grain of sand is a year, like, that's how much time you're going to spend in the afterlife. And the crazy thing is, it doesn't even stop, because you could combine all the beaches in the world with each and every grain of sand in each and every one of these beaches and add them all up. If you were to compare each and every grain of sand to a year, like, that's how much time you're going to be in the afterlife. And like, you can combine all the beaches, you can combine all the deserts in the world. And like, it still won't be, like, it still won't be enough. Like, there's no concept of time in the afterlife. You could very much think the same with a lake or the ocean or the sea. Take each and every drop of water and compare each and every drop to a year you spend in the afterlife. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but that sounds very scary to think about. Like, that much time is your afterlife, and it doesn't even stop at all. I don't know, guys. Why don't you tell me your opinions and thoughts about it? Pomegranate 454 signing out.